Is it? Are you still there? Okay, so I think without further ado, I think we can dive straight into our topic today, and then it gives me great pleasure to sort of introduce an old friend, Chuan, who, okay, not really old, I've known him 2 years yet, but he seems quite old already. That we've known each other for quite a while. Chuan has been a good buddy that we've been interacting with over the last 2 years here and there, and then we never got a chance to sort of work together. And I think this is really our first chance, and so privileged to have Chuan here today to share on cash flow, right, and how we can manage our finances a bit better, and through funding and opportunities ahead, right? So over to you.
Okay, thank you, Glenn. Let me share my screen. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chuan. I'm the Executive Director of Oriel company. Today, just want to quickly share this topic on cash flow. I understand from Glenn, this topic is a bit hard to understand, but money is, during this difficult period, is more important. Get access to money is even more important. How to access those money. That's our bank friends today from Maybank are here to help all of us. But before we approach them, we need to get ourselves prepared. You know what to present to our bankers so that they can assist us better. Just a little bit on ourselves. Okay, my background is mainly in supply chain work. This is what Oriel has been doing over the years, at least especially over the last 5 to 6 years. We have built a platform of supply chain partners in terms of local so-called distributorships, partners, bankers, investors in key node cities along the New Silk Road. Some of you may know is the Belt and Road. So all the way from Singapore is in the center here, okay, and then we have built the key nodes. These are the key nodes that we have built painstakingly over the last 5 to 8 years, okay, in terms of local boots on the ground that can support our Singapore SMEs who want to market their products and services in this country, as well as also we have ability to arrange financing program for those markets on this page. And through this experience, we want to share some of these inputs from our SME partners that we can, our fellow Singapore SMEs and partners, and also audience here, some of them have been overseas, and they can maybe pick up some pointers on today's presentation. Okay, supply chain is essentially, I wouldn't say supply chain as a supply chain, but I always use this particular presentation to introduce the concept of supply chain to describe your business in the most layman manner, so that people know how your business make money. That's one of it. And second thing, I will quickly go through what are the available funds in Singapore, okay, that SME can tap on. And with these available funds here, how can we tap on them? You know, okay. So after this slide, Glenn, maybe you can help me do a poll. How difficult to tap on these funds? And after that, we will. I will also share how do we prepare ourselves so that we can be better, have the better chances to tapping on these funds that's outlined in this particular presentation. And lastly, I will end off with a simple case study, is a real case. One of my client and also partner. We distribute business in the region. They distribute health supplement products. How can they survive and cover them? Okay, can we do a poll now? I mean, someone can help me do a poll?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Launching the poll.
Yeah. So can everyone sort of take a quick poll?
Okay. So I can see over here in this slide.
The results.
Yeah, share the result, please. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. As you can see from the slide, you can scroll the second question here. I mean, you scroll down the page. Majority of funds that the SMEs are trying to obtain bank loans. That's why our main bank friends are here. And but unfortunately, generally speaking, in Singapore, I mean, again, the bank loans are offered by many banks also. There's a high rejection rate. So you see the 45% of the respondents are saying very hard to get loans. So the purpose of this particular seminar is to at least share some insights. Okay, how can we improve our chances? Okay, please bear with me. All right. What is supply chain? Okay. So most importantly, what does the bank want to know about your business, right? Because the bank don't have a lot of time to sit through 2 hours with you to understand in detail how your product works. But what the bank want to understand is how your business make money. Okay, that's important. How to make money, generate the cash flow to pay the loan that you borrow from the bank. That's more important. And in the case of COVID-19, this period, the bank's really there to help you. But most importantly is what is your revenue recovery plan? This is what we're going to discuss today. And why I introduce this concept of supply chain, you see this supply chain is just as simple as you, your supplier, your partner, and your customers. And almost all sectors of economy can be remapped according to this relationship. All right, whether you are a wholesaler, manufacturer, subcontractor, IT services company, installing product and services in the client place, restaurant or retail outlet. So all can be remapped into this supply chain format. Okay, there are sort of plenty of help out there. So the government has announced a lot of help, as DPM has announced 4 rounds of injection of help into the market. This chart here is just the Singapore government budget I extracted over the years. Okay, you see the blue color line here in the center is the amount of money injected in the economy in terms of grants to help SMEs. Okay, and also other support. And for COVID-19, you see, just this year alone, first quarter of the year, 4 rounds. Okay, so there are plenty of resources out there. Okay, so how do we tap on those? Okay, and then also why the bankers are helping the SMEs today. Not today alone, in the past. Okay, some of you, I think this part maybe bear with me a bit. I didn't explain to you the whole mechanism works so that as an SME, you know how it works and where you stand. All right. So most importantly, from the banker's perspective or investor perspective, is the risk of repayment by the SME. How are you going to pay me back the money I provided you for your business? So that is the biggest risk they face. So as SME, how do we present to the bankers that our risk can be mitigated or lowered? All right. So you see right now here is the government has put together this program to private sector insurers. You see on the right hand side, all right. There's one particular insurance program that insures your non-payment risk. You are the borrower, you are the SME, to the bank. Okay, right? Non-payment loan insurance scheme. It's a non-payment risk. Right? And then as SME, you deal with international customers, and things like that, or even domestic customers. There is another program, okay, by Enterprise Singapore. It's called Trade Credit Insurance. This program is insuring the non-payment risk of your customer to you. Especially right now, it's even more important during COVID, right? As you plan your recovery. So with these 2 insurance programs, it reduces your risk, non-payment risk, and then it reduces also your customer non-payment risk to you. As a result, you look a bit prettier to the bankers, right? The bankers will then get the money, okay? This is how it works, right? But in the event, let's say the insurance can only underwrite certain amount of risk. For example, let's say you borrow $100, right? The insurers can only underwrite $50, right? Bank value. And then through another scheme, which is a kind of backup tire program called a Loan Insurance Plus in the olden days. But now the whole scheme is still under enterprise financing scheme, right? So it will be a backup guarantor to the loan, right? But then again, I must explain, it's not that this insurance scheme here, the SME for whatever reason cannot repay the loan, and then the banks can go to the insurance company to claim back the money, right? Yes, this is true, but the banks has to go and try their best to recover, right, from the SME, recover, and if failing which, I think the SME will go into a certain legal process. Then the banks show that they are unable to recover the money, then they go to trigger the insurance program to recover the money. Okay, on the other side, you see, the Heliconia side, this side is the investor funds. Okay, so two sources of fund: bank loans and investor funds, which I'll show you later. This is a co-funding scheme that ASG has put together and together with MOF long time ago. All right, I think more than 10 years ago. Where Heliconia is being established. Heliconia is a subsidiary of the Temasek Holding, where they co-invest in SMEs. Okay, I'll share that later. Okay, so what's important today is, okay, the government has put all the effort, all right, to provide the funds, to provide the risk cover, right, so that the banks are more willing to lend you. Now the ball is in your court, SMEs. We are SME, so how to make ourselves pretty? Okay, but COVID-19, we all have maybe internal injury already. But how do we have a recovery plan? Can we put together a recovery plan for next 10, 12, 13, 24 months? Okay, this is what the bank wants to see. Okay, I will go through in detail, but generally, Enterprise Singapore has bank loan support. Okay, that's why I mentioned this support behind the bankers to lend you the micro loan, the bridging loan, and all that. And they have insurance scheme. And for more complex SME, they're going to international operations. And in terms of setting up distributorship, doing joint venture, they are also cross-border kind of scheme to also co-share the risk in terms of financing of overseas ventures. Okay, so I'll just quickly go through the different type of money that we have available for SME. Grants, I think Alan has from Grants for Good has presented many rounds. Okay, Alan is an expert in grants, so we can approach him or myself. Okay, how to tap on the grants to give yourself more runway. Okay, the grants is money from government they don't want to pay back, but it's for internal building and capacity, capability building. And also during the COVID-19, these grants are also for you to support some salary support for your SMEs. Okay, and then the bank loans, there are essentially two types of bank loans. One is a term loan, one is a trade loan, which just now our friend from Maybank has mentioned. All right. So the term loan right now, you see this, the WCA and TBLP, you can approach the Maybank for more detail. Essentially, these are term loans. It's a bunch of, it's a lump sum money given to you to be repaid over 12 to 16 months with the option of repayment of principal in the first year. All right, details you can talk to Maybank. But most important, what's the purpose of this loan? How to use? This loan is used to extend your runway because the next 6 to 9 months, you don't know whether what kind of economic upturn you will see. So you need time to really buy yourself some time to last for another 6 months to 12 months, at least to put together a proper recovery plan. Okay, this loan is for that purpose. This loan is not for you to speculate in stocks and shares. Okay, this loan is really to help pay salary, rental, and everything. Next thing is the trade loan. Trade loan, what do you mean by trade loans? Trade loans for those companies that are even for services company. Let's say you are buying the materials from suppliers, and then you're receiving money from the customers. You're selling something in return for money, so you invoice your customers. This trade loan is essentially the simple concept is the bank pay for your expense, the so-called suppliers on your behalf. You owe the bank money, and then when you receive the money from the customers, and you pay back the bank, right? So usually the tenure of the loan for this trade loan is usually less than 180 days. Okay, right? For more complex project company, and a construction company, system integrator company, maybe your project is on a progress billing payment, right? Which means that your customer will pay you on milestone. This particular loan is very suitable for you. Okay, you can either talk to me or to the Maybanks after this. Next thing is the investor funds, right? Which I'll go through you in the next few pages later. Essentially, it's a government risk sharing mechanism where the investor invests in you. The investor is the investment, could be a personal investor or could be an institutional investor investing in you. Government will match accordingly, 1-to-1 or $1 to 0.75, depending on the stage of the business you are in. Okay. This is a website for grants. Okay, and I mentioned before, grants. The purpose here in the fundamental purpose of grant is to fund capability building in HR processes, internal financial reporting processes, branding, which I attended last week's talk, right? In terms of market access into another country and so forth. This is the capability building, right? In terms of government grant. Keyword is capability building. But because of COVID-19, the grants now, they have a salary support and rental support program. It's only one time for this period, okay? This is the website you go to apply, grant portal. Again, Alan can, after this, Alan can maybe answer some of the questions on grant later on, all right? Or you can audio in the chat later. These are the core pillars of the grant. They'll be supporting you. Please go to the website and check. If not, you can contact Branch for Wood, this team here, who will assist you accordingly. Bank loans. So bank loans is simple as mentioned. What do bank look out for? It's a downside risk. Okay, the main bank is very fearful that the borrower cannot pay or late payment. All right. So they need to analyze this. So this is the scheme that I mentioned before, was put up by Enterprise Singapore. It's called Enterprise Financing Scheme, which I mentioned just now, that the animated chart. Okay, I won't go through in detail. All right. This is a chart that just how Maybank has shown. I won't go into video. Please contact them. The contact details are next page. All right, over here. Okay. All right. So I'll go through the investor page. Right. So this is the investment scheme that the government, this program has been around for more than 15 years. Okay. All right. And it's still around to today. It's managed by so-called Enterprise Singapore. Okay, you see the market holding on the top here. All right, to this particular entity called Heliconia. The Heliconia invested funds into Demand Asia and Credence. Okay, all right. So these two funds are something of this size. Okay, and the Heliconia provided a matching fund to them. So what happened is Heliconia leveraged on these two investment funds to receive your application for investment proposal, all right? And then these two funds analyze your company's business model, ability to generate cash flow, and so forth. And then these two funds will invest in you. This is how Heliconia indirectly invested in you. And these are examples you've seen on the right-hand side: Kimley, Jumbo, FNA. FNA is the cocoa trees, Ilu is the fire safety equipment, Mancars, and so forth. Okay? And most importantly, I'm going to share with you, for those companies, hey, I'm a very small guy, how do I do that, right? For small companies, when you present to Damon or Credence, they may not invest directly in you. They may, let's say you're too small, right? They may use part of their portfolio company, there's more than this year, to invest in you. So it was an indirect investment, not directly from Heliconia, but through one of the portfolio companies into you, okay? All right, this is how they work, okay? Okay, next thing is that this is a seed capital fund that administered by Enterprise Singapore, Seed Capital, and SG Innovate. This is more for tech companies, right? So I think like people like Stewart's company, this Seed Capital will love him very much, right? So this is a type that usually in early stage after the POC, point proof of concept, when you have started generating some small revenue, then the Seed Capital will come in together to matching fund. That means the entrepreneur will raise his own investor money, a little bit invested money, not himself. They mean a third party invested money. It show proof that to Seed Capital, and Seed Capital will match the investment fund. This is not a grant, this is the investment fund. Okay. Next thing is that for more sophisticated transactions where you overseas to set up factory, to buy over a company, to engage in joint venture, to engage in merger and acquisitions and things like that. Then this is a loan that's being put together by Enterprise Singapore program, where it's a comfortable loan. Meaning basically is for hybrid company where the bank, the lender has an option to convert the loan lent to you into equity. That means this is for high growth company. Because why? If the bank were to just make the small interest from you, not enough, right? So what happens is the bank will also want to enjoy the upside with the growth. So if they hopefully the SME entrepreneur can accept the bank to convert that loan into equity at some point in time. Okay, all right. Okay. So as I mentioned in the few slides before, there's so many resources out there, but why when I apply I can't get the loan? Why? Right. So how to do this? Okay. First of all, we need to understand what are the considerations of the bankers and investors. Okay. Before that, you need to prepare this post-COVID-19 recovery plan. You need to do that. Okay. How is your business going to pivot? Are you going to sell online? Are you going to do cloud kitchen? Okay. So revenue level, how are you going to start capturing revenue maybe 6 months from now or 9 months from now? How are you going to pivot? All right. What are new business model are you going to do? And how are you going to reconfigure supply chains? Those are in trading and distribution business and things like that, right? And next thing, what are your past? Okay, this is very important. Very, very important. Because bankers and investors want to see before COVID-19, how does your business look like in terms of financially? Are you healthy? Are you profitable? Or before that, last year, 2019, COVID-19, you're really struggling with it, for example. Then we have a severe situation. Then we need to see how do we transform the business using the enterprise development grant, okay, approach the necessary experts, okay, all right, to do that, maybe Alan, and so forth, or myself and the experts to do that. So the bank will see past 12 months before the COVID-19. And during COVID-19, everybody know all of us will be hit badly. But bank want to see after COVID-19, what will be your recovery plan? Okay, that is what they want to see. Okay, how are they going to recover? That's why they provide the term loan to you, is to buy time for you for 6 months, give you a non-principal repayment period, 6 months, even 12 months. So they have time to breathe and get yourself into action again. Hopefully by 2021, you recover. Okay, right? And then what is your execution plan? What are the risks on the way that you know as a businessman? And then how are you going to deal with the risk? Okay, this slide will be given to you later after this talk. I think you will WhatsApp in the group. So no need to take picture. These are the things you want to write out. Again, don't have to write a 20-page, 30-page, 40-page, 100-page plan. Just in point form. Okay, 6 slides or 7 slides will be enough. Okay. Okay, what are the funders' considerations? The bank side, this is inside view. Okay. Okay. Generally, SME do not finance startups. Banks do not finance startups. Okay. All right. I think something that is very, very clear. That's why the government came up with another scheme called the co-financing scheme. It's another product that SME or startup can use. So banks generally do not finance startups. Okay. You can check with our Maybank friends, see whether do they do that. I think Maybank, their own other departments. I think they have their own investment department, maybe in KL. They possibly can look into this also, for example, for those of you. All right. Before you do anything, the business owner. That's how our Maybank friends did mention that all these bridging loans, there's no collateral required, but they need to take the guarantee, personal guarantee from the borrower, which is this borrower meaning the shareholders, majority shareholders or directors of the company. Most at the end of the day, the Maybank need to understand, the bankers need to understand the profile of the owner, right? So you need to really run your own check, credit bureau record, and your QuestNet. Okay, you can run your own check. See, are there any litigation against you, a director or owner, or how's your credit bureau record look like? Okay, let's say if your personal credit record is not too good, then we may have a situation. We may have to look at other options of financing. All right, right. Then can you generate income to repay the loan or not? Okay, that's why the bank will see before COVID. How are you during COVID? Yes, they understand, but they want to understand how you're going to pay back the loan. Okay, what is your recovery plan? All right, and then they want to see your bank statement, obviously. Okay, and then and also your balance sheet. I'll show you what they want to look at in the balance sheet later, right? Okay, then for the investor, it's quite simple. The only thing different is investor want to have their money back, okay, in multiples of the money they put in your company. Bank, as long as you pay back the principal plus the interest, they'll leave you alone. You're a nice guy. But the investor, the moment they put $1 in you, they wanted maybe $3 back, maybe in 3 to 5 years' time. It's 3x return. So it has to be capital market action. So this part, I won't go through in detail, but generally speaking, the investor expectations is quite different. All right? Right? So that's important. The next thing is that we need to have a clear pitch, right? What is your business doing? So what is important right now, I provided a very simple chart here. You yourself in the center, your supplier, okay, all right, and your customer, okay, this is something like that, right? And this is how your business works. And then you put man, machine, materials, money into your business, convert them into profit products and sell to customers, right? And who are your competitors? Okay. First thing you need to do this. The way is a universal chart that you can describe business in the most simplistic manner, and is assists you to explain to anyone, bankers or investors, or even your wife or 6-year-old kid. Okay. Right. So, but next thing that you layer on your this red dot, right? This dotted line, your country X, country Y, country Z. So I said before, do not worry about even Singapore. Let's say company is not in Singapore, you are in overseas. The same principle applies. Okay, map up this chart. We call it a simple supply chain chart. Okay. Okay, this is a very important chart here. Right? A lot of businessmen or entrepreneurs only look at the center piece. This is balance sheet, income statement, profit and loss, and cash flow statement. Many of us, we ask our accountant prepare end of the year. We only look at this piece and our bank statements. Okay, this is not sufficient. All right. So what's important here is the bank want to see is your revenue recovery plan. Okay, revenue recovery plan. Next thing is that they want to see how this recovery plan convert into a profit, eventually in a positive cash flow. Okay, you see that profit, okay, and then cash flow. And next thing is they want to see during your business how are you managing your customer? Are there many customers owe you money? Are you paying your suppliers on time? If not on time, why? Okay, and also, are there major customer concentration risk? That means, are you selling your product and services to only one or two companies? Okay, this is very risky from the banker's perspective. All right. Next thing is the banker will see what is your base equity of the company, which is your net worth of your business. Many of us forgotten about this. A lot of us, sometimes we make mistakes along the way in business. We have a pair capital. Some years we make profits. This statement here is very important. It's called accumulated retained earnings. A bit technical. Please bear with me. Yeah? Many of us make money during the years, but sometimes certain years we make a wrong judgment call, we lose money, and the entire accumulated profit become negative. Okay, if it's worst case, let's say during COVID-19, some restaurants will close down, and then it's written off, and then become negative. So very negative plus a small positive, because it's a low pair capital, it become a negative. Then it become a negative net worth. When business is in a negative net worth situation, it's quite unlikely the bankers will want to lend. I think this is part. I think you can ask questions later. Maybe our bank friends can also clarify this also. But generally, based on what I've seen, it's very tough. Okay, so that's why the SME must look at other alternative forms of financing. If you are in a negative equity situation. Okay, all right. And then during this period, the COVID-19, all right, you want to go digital, go IT, you can purchase equipment, you get all the grants, do that. Okay, where to find the money? These are the money, right? The grant, loan, investment, repayment. So your cash flow statement will show this. So you can prepare all this and show the bankers. It's very clear. The banker will know what to do. Okay, right? End of the day, you might have positive cash flow. Right? Okay, so I think most importantly, as I mentioned just now, in business, as simple as that, you convert cash into goods and services, right? Right? And then goods and services go through this system. Okay, you pay supplier for your material you buy or goods you buy, and then for manufacturer you manufacture, for retailer you sell to your end customer. So it's basically money convert to goods, and goods convert back to money again at this end of the chart. Okay? What you need to do is to map up your cash to cash cycle. How many days in between when you take the money to buy supplies, and how many days later the money convert back to the supply convert back to money again. The banker want to see this. Otherwise, they don't know how much money to loan to you. Okay, I will show you a simulation chart. How to do that. Okay, let me stop share this one. I'll go to a spreadsheet quickly. Okay. Okay, you can see this chart here. There'll be a little bit of lag. Let me wait for a while. You see this chart here is an Excel spreadsheet, simple Excel spreadsheet created. You see the profit and loss account here, right? You see the 2019 Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, and then 2020 Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, and 2021 Q1, Q2, Q3. So what's the color scheme here? The orange color here in the center of the page essentially is COVID-19. Okay, all the business spread. You see the revenue one all the way down, right? And then hopefully by end of the year, okay, you may have some chances of recovery. Okay, and then slowly slow recovery. I make it very conservative. So recovery until the end of 2021, green color recovery phase. So during this period, you see that your cash flow is negative, because your expenses are still running, right? So how much money you need, right? For example, right? This is why you do your cash flow statement and your balance sheet statement and so forth, right? Let's say, for example, let's say the bank doesn't want to lend you money for whatever reason because of your situation. Then let's say they talk to the supplier. Let's suppose your customer maybe pay you 180 days, right? Assume, okay, you help your customer to, let's say you cannot get the loan, right? Maybe your customer able to get the WCL from Maybank, right? And then the Maybank, and then your customer say, okay, I'll give you 30 days. I'll pay you in 30 days. You see, immediately you see the net cash flow become positive, right? And then you talk to your supplier over here. See, supplier say, hey, cash COD, cash on delivery, credited days, cash on delivery. They say, brother, can you help me or not? Maybe because for my case, because I'm really my financial maybe is not too strong, but why not I introduce to Maybank, as a supplier. Maybank maybe provide some liquidity to the supplier, right? And the supplier, okay, I help you out. Maybe I give you 90 days credit to pay me. I mean, the supplier give you 90 days to pay. See, so overnight you see your cash flow position become very positive. So this is simply, but not enough, right? Not enough. You still see for you to survive the recovery period. I mean the green color zone, right? You still cumulative cash flow is still negative, right? I mean your bank balance is still negative, right? Still negative. So how do you do that, right? So you maybe put in some bank loan, maybe then some investor fund, maybe 500K, for example, right? Okay, or even not so much, maybe 300K, right? No, enough. You see the number here? Still 11, okay, maybe 350, right? Positive rating. So what you need to do, you need to really simulate this. Okay, I'll stop sharing here. Go back to the slide. Then I will share what the one I mean by. Okay. So you see, so this is a simulation you need to do so that it helps you to be able to engage the bankers a lot clearer because they know what is your run rate, what is your runway, so you can see some visibility. Although you say I cannot guarantee a forecast, but at least you know that this bridging loan it can last you for next 12 months to have breathing space. The recovery plan is in place. Yes, let's give me a benefit of doubt. Let's give you a benefit of doubt. Okay, so this is the next thing what you need to do. Once you have this particular cash flow spreadsheet simulated, then you map. You talk to the banker how much you need, what kind of configure a loan plan. Okay, and this is very interesting. So, in summary, what you need to do, right? This SME to present recovery plan and cash flow to the funders. Okay, before COVID-19, you are fine. Okay, so most of us say, okay, then let's maybe not sure on grant, but I think I'm still fine. But during COVID-19 is where the situation gets very, very bad. Okay, your cash flow becomes negative. You see the center of the page here. Okay, the cash flow becomes negative. Okay, right? See, right? And then this is where negative. This is where what you do, or quickly maybe get an accountant to prepare a financing plan, right? Or maybe some simulation, or if not, maybe you can tap on the EDG grant to do that, to hire some expert, right? First of all, get some grants first, okay? Get some grants. Approach Alan. See what the grants you can tap on, okay? All right. At least to give you some breathing space, all right. And then next thing is to prepare a business model, review a business model, get an internet review through your accountant or to hire someone to review for you through the EDG grant from Enterprise Singapore, and then do a financial situation, and then you write a business plan, which is a recovery plan, okay? And then translate a business plan into a financial model. You see just now is a dynamic model. Everything will change, assumption will change, and how much funding needed, okay? And then you approach the bankers. Right, the bankers, okay, I give you WCL, TBPL, and all that. Okay, for those of you that are clearer in terms of your trade, you can talk about maybe your how much cycle of cash to cash conversion from the day you pay the money to suppliers to the day you convert the money back from the customer, and you sold the product and service to the customer and all that. Okay, for those of you we are more in venture side, maybe you can talk to investors. Okay, so this is a very important page. Okay, the next steps. All right. So and join the recovery. Okay. So I want to show you a simple case study. This is a SME in Singapore, revenue less than about 5 million turnover a year. Okay. So he has been distributing a brand supplement for 10 years for this US company. Okay. All right. And the US company has been sold to another US company. Right. Okay, with US. And then he's terminated. Then this US company come in, terminated everybody. Okay, but this SME ABC is doing very well because it's been doing quite okay because it's been distributing very well. So this mega, the new owner of the US principal, kept him alive. Then he said, "Show me the money. Can you make money for me in the next 3-4 years? All right, how much can you make? What kind of help do you need?" Okay, so first thing you need to map it out. Okay, map the cash to cash cycle. All right, and then draw the chart. Show the bankers. So ABC is the company, Mega is the principal, and this is the bankers and investors. Okay, but you are small, right? We are small SME, we're very small. So what we can do, we say, since the principal say, hey, you want me to make money for you, right? At least, okay lah, can you take some inventory risk? Right now? Because I already proven myself for the last few years, I can distribute very well in Asia for you. All right? Despite COVID, I can give you a recovery plan. But can you take inventory risk? Right? Give me some credit terms so that I don't have to pay you so soon. Right? If you really want me to grow aggressive, you provide some liquidity. You don't give me money, can. You provide the SBLC, that means temporary letter credit, maybe using your financial strength in the United States, right? To our bankers in Singapore, right? And with those particular loan insurance scheme and then export credit insurance scheme, right? Okay, you should be able to obtain some loans to finance forward. Okay, all right. This is something that we want to consider, right? So with that, the key takeaways as follows. Review and enhance your credit profiles of directors and shareholders first. Okay, this the personal credit profile record. The report looks like this. I mean, maybe it's on the right hand side. But you go to the personal credit bureau record, you will download the director profile as shareholder. You will see something like that. If you are in the blue zone, you are fine. Let's say you are in the orange zone or in the yellow zone, maybe a little bit issue. The banker will have a little bit issue. Okay, right? And then prepare a business plan. If let's say you're in a yellow zone, then can you still continue to approach banker? You can still approach, but likelihood very hard to obtain the loan. Okay, right. So you need to look at alternative sources. Then prepare a recovery plan. Okay, like I mentioned just now. And then transfer recovery plan into the financial simulation plan. Just now you see the spreadsheet. Okay, and then develop a financing plan. With that, then you can develop how much you need when you pay, okay, what the principal deferment and investment fund, how much return and all that. Okay, right? This is the financing plan. And after that, next thing, sharpen your pitch. First of all, you want, you can either present to your mother-in-law, present to your wife first. Your wife understood what you're talking about. Then you're ready to go. Okay, enter the lines there. Okay, now this particular scheme that I want to quickly share with you that under Enterprise Singapore, it's called Enterprise Development Grant. You can look it on the website. It's Enterprise Development Grant for Financial Management. Inside there, it shows the work scope, development of financial roadmap, framework, policy, processes, optimize financing investment. So you can use this grant to hire expert to help you to develop this plan and the simulation of Excel for you. All right. So if you need help, you can always approach Alan or myself or even Glenn. Okay, they can assist you accordingly. Okay, so this is what I gathered over the several months during COVID, because I also provide some sharing in the SME centers. So what happened was all SME affected, and most of the SME, after hearing the different products from the bank, they flock to the banks and apply. But many of the loan applications were rejected. Why? Because they did not prepare themselves properly. That's why I see the poll beginning of this talk. More than 45% of respondents said rejected because they did not prepare themselves properly. Okay, but properly, just what I mentioned is what I just shared the last few slides ago. These are what you prepare before you. So you need to prepare yourself before you meet the bankers. And many banks are overwhelmed with numerous applications. Bankers have feedback that many applicants are poorly prepared and hence slow down the bankers' ability to process the loan quickly. You see, sometimes. So the RMs are more than willing to help you, but let's say you are really, the entire business model, a lot of things are not done properly. The bankers really cannot help you very much, really. So please seek help accordingly, and then the bankers are there to help you when you are ready, okay, with your plan, okay. And for those who need help, please seek the grants accordingly, okay. Right. So for our case, our companies will help about 3,000 companies already. So over last week, not this year, but for last few years in this area of work. Right, this is my contact details. We'll share these slides after the presentation. Back to you, Glenn. Thank you.
Okay, I stunned already. So I've learned a few things. I really need to take your slides and study them because it's really quite complex. Nobody has really sat down with us and actually share with us the kind of financing details and all that. And thanks, Chuan, for what. So maybe I like to sort of open the floor for any questions that you may have for Chuan. Does anyone sort of want to sort of raise a quick question to ask him anything here?
Feel free to ask any question to me,
yep,
or to our friends from Maybank, to Kok Eng or Lina. We are more than happy to assist you. Okay, there's one other point I want to share quickly. Because for example, people like Kok Eng, if you sign all the before you sign the forms with Maybank, apply, Kok Eng will be very happy. So the thing is, you said because for them the Maybank need to run a personal credit bureau check on you. So you need to sign authorization. So the moment the application is lodged, it's rejected, it's not so nice, okay? So maybe 6 months later you can revisit. But what the bankers usually do, maybe Kok Eng can confirm it, right? Is informally you bring along your latest credit bureau report, bring along your notice assessment, your personal income tax statement, your bank statement, and your P&L. You show Kok Eng first. Kok Eng says, look at it. For this case a bit jialat, then at least informally let you know, okay, maybe we try it again later, maybe 6 months later you try to improve yourself, get a grant, talk to Alan, talk to Glenn, get yourself fixed up, come back later. And that application will not be captured in the Maybank system. You can, let's say in one month's time, you get yourself fixed, or it's more than happy to see you again. The moment it's captured in the bank system, it's very hard. You see, it's very, maybe we want to confirm that which is true.
I think it's very savvy in the sense that Chuan is actually right in the sense that because if you activate, if you run too many searches on your, we call it CBAS, credit bureau searches, right? It may not be a good indication because how the banks usually will interpret is maybe the application has gone around the banks trying to seek for a loan. But yet, if not a loan, if there's no loan that was dispersed, right, it leads to an impression that not many banks wants to approve the loan. So back to what Chuan has proposed or suggested, I think it's a good idea. As if you do an informal check, meaning to say you already have the up-to-date documents, have a chat with the bankers. I mean, it could be Maybank, it could be DBS, UOB, OCBC. Get someone to, preliminary just run through the figures with you. Get a feel of, what kind of loan can you go for? What size of loan can you go for? So if everything is in line, then put in a formal application. I think that's quite a workable idea. Thanks a lot, Chuan.
Yeah. You see, there's another point to share because the moment there are too many searches by the bankers or financial institutions, even Hong Leong Bank or whatever you call it, your credit score will be reduced. You got too many searches, right? Because it shows that a lot of bankers are looking at you. No good. So what I'm saying is that yes, you can meet as many bankers as you want, but not in the formal way. You meet for over copy, over Zoom, whatever you call it. Send the documents across and then let them see. All right. In that case, you're okay. If you're going to start finding all the email of all the 25 bankers and then click, send. That's it. All hell breaks loose. Because the entire Singapore capital market will know about you for a wrong reason. This is not branding sharing today. Branding, you must tell the whole world you're doing very well. Wow, your product is good. In financial world, you cannot tell the whole world you're borrowing money. Cannot. That's dangerous. Okay. So this today's session, the last week's session, totally different. You cannot tell the whole world I'm borrowing money. Cannot. All right. So I want to maybe take the time to answer some question that is sent on the chat box, if you don't mind. This Eng and also
maybe while you're looking at the question,
yeah.
Chuan, while you're looking at the question, I also like to let the ground know. Basically, when you sign on the application form, right, you are actually giving the bank the right to do the searches. So by applying, just by filling up the forms and signing the forms, the banks will already have the right to do a credit search on you.
Yes.
So that will be, if let's say, you give multiple applications to various banks, you think, okay, never mind, you attach in all your credit bureau. Yes, I have your credit bureau attached, but by signing the forms, I will definitely have the right to review and do a latest update of your CBAS. Yeah. So the forms that you apply with multiple banks, the bank rights.
Yes. And the bank must do that because you sign. They must run a check on you. It's the part of the procedure. They must do that. Okay, please remember that. Okay, I just answer some of the questions. Okay, the website for the grant, it will be in my slide. Okay, so we circulated to you, and I believe Alan can also copy and paste that URL later in this chat box for you guys. Okay, or Glenn, when you have time to go into the website to see all the grants. But then again, that's important. Last year, some of you may have attended this Chinese Chamber, the SME conference that our Minister Chan Chun Sing has mentioned. He discourages strongly grant shopping. Okay, grant shopping is strongly discouraged. He said the government officer's job is not to explain the grant to you. The government officer's job is to look at your business plan, and then their job is to match the relevant grant for your needs. That's the government officer's job, or SME center's job. It's not your job to go and find out this grant can do what this grant can do, because no time. As SME owners, you have no time, because there's hundreds of grants out there. By the time they finish the whole catalog of grants, all the criteria, how to apply, you're also totally clueless with it, okay? So what you need to do is prepare a proper business plan, okay? No need to have 100 pages. Just at best 15 pages, 15 slides. That's it, done. And then it's enough to go. That's why I use that. My PowerPoint show, very simple, schematic. Just use that as a layman way to explain. Enough, okay? Next thing is the personal guarantee side. Okay, the personal guarantee, let me put it very, very realistically speaking. I don't want to use too discouraging words. If the directors of the company, okay, first of all, prior to the loan application, the loan approved, for non-listed company, all non-listed company are directors and shareholders must provide personal guarantee. joint several, right? Why? Because it shows that the owner, the business and director are committed to implement the recovery plan. Okay, important. Because otherwise, because they have no collateral to pledge within, then you don't even sign a personal guarantee. Then I don't know which bank would have this confidence that, hey, are you really want to, commit yourself, or just try it out for 6 months and then call it quits? Okay. And then how this loan insurance scheme works, unfortunately, is that the bank has to recover whatever they can, even very severe legal action against the director and shareholders, to be worst case scenario. Another worst case scenario, after which, if the bank cannot recover the money, then they trigger the loan insurance scheme. I mean the so-called the credit insurance scheme. Okay, just for your knowledge. So the credit insurance scheme is not replacement of personal guarantee to the loan. Just to clarify that. Okay. And then how do you approach help tech startup from a serial entrepreneur? Okay, this is important. For the both bankers and investors in general, the experience on the management team is very critical. They want to see a track record of success before, all right? You performed on this trade, this business, and successfully done it before. Okay, some of you may say, okay, I've done sector A in terms of maybe a long time ago, I used to be trading cosmetics, and now I'm going to trading of ornamental fish. A bit difficult, all right, for the bankers, okay? But for the investor, maybe, because you may have a network of friends and business partners in that sector that you are able to do so. Because some of my clients, for example, in the past, they have been engaging in one of the industry long time ago, in some IT business, and then no clue of how to do masks, and then now this year they are in manufacturing of masks. Okay, so yes, possible, but you need to demonstrate your ability, not your ability, your team's ability to do that. You are able to hire talents to come on board to help you. So, and from the investor perspective, it's all about the team, because sometimes you don't have revenue yet, you just started up. Okay, the team, your contact, your network, the investor want to see. For the banks, no way, because you haven't proven yourself in terms of revenue generation yet. So unlikely the banks will be able to support that, unless the entrepreneur has a GCB or a high value property to pledge to the bank. Maybe you can be part of the mortgage loan fund of the startup, but unlikely the banker will become confident also, because it's still, end of the day, it's still the source of repayment now. Okay, all right. So there's one, what rating CBS are more likely to have loan approved, or this one maybe you want to check about bankers. The CBS rating, maybe Koh Eng, you want to comment? Personal Credit Bureau.
Yeah, so let me take a look. I think I saw it somewhere.
Yeah, it's
We have also
Michael, for Michael.
Right. Michael, right? So okay, so basically, I don't think we have okay, maybe within our system we do have a cutoff towards the rating, but more often than not, there should not be any adverse finding. So if you run your own CBES searches, right, you would realize that there would be alphabets, A being the best alphabet, right? It shows that you have a prompt repayment record. There will be some other alphabets that we deem as adverse, something like H, something like because it will signify that it's an involuntary closure by the bank. So all these are some of the signs that we look at, that we picked up. So if you were to ask whether we just depend on the scoring, no, we don't. Maybe our version of the assessment is different from yours, right? But more importantly, we look at what is the account conduct. Preferably, there should be account conduct A for all your existing loan. So like I mentioned earlier, if it's other alphabet that signify a tardy repayment or involuntary closure, right? Those are signs that the banks are a little bit more wary about.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Koh Eng. I think there's some of the chats there.
Wait. I think I have someone who raised his hand. I think Sunny.
Oh, sure, please.
Sunny Chen, you want to unmute yourself and ask a question since you sort of raised your hands. Hi, Sunny. Yeah.
Hi, everyone. I think hang on. I think I'll ask our speaker, Chuan, earlier on. I think he has already more or less answered the question, but just let me add on to one more question. You mentioned about serial entrepreneurs, because we also have backbencher, they are investors, they are private investors. And now I will talk about something very specific in Singapore. I have a business that I have ventured outside the country long time ago. Invested our own so-called sweat equity in eco and smart farming. In fact, prior to this meeting, I just spoke to one of the new incumbent in Singapore, Mio, who has bought 6 hectares of land from SFA in doing eco farming in Singapore. We are talking about building capacity, but I may not has provided the bankers or for any matters the CBS a good credit rating, because I have been a serial entrepreneur over the last like 2 decades. So if a Singapore system, it is very, very difficult because you are not forgiving. You only remember the past and not giving a chance to the entrepreneur coming back. And how would me, I take myself as an example, be given I call an opportunity, then the investor believe in me, we go places. But when we go out of the country, just like I come back from foreign country to Singapore because there's no place for me in Singapore. All right. You are indirectly shutting out a lot of people with experience, but you are not taking them back in because you think they are high risk, which of course I can't fault you because you have a system interest to look after. So how would you deal with a situation like that?
Sunny, can I answer the question? Is it okay?
Yeah. Thank you.
I do many of these in my past work, and then essentially like this. We need to understand money flow in terms of provider of capital, banks, investors, those high interest rate money lenders operate differently. Okay, all right. So what happened is this: the bankers for you and me put our money in the bank, right? So bankers are custodian of our money, so they cannot take risk on. So the source the sources of money for the bank to lend to SMEs or to even other loan products are our deposits. Remember this, our deposits. Okay, so we expect the bank to protect our deposits at all costs, right? That is the primary sources of money. Okay, that's point number 1. So the bank will look at all kind of financing from a very high risk perspective, from risk assessment perspective, But to short answer your question is I've come across one case which is a discharged bankrupt, Sunny, okay, right? And he managed to get a loan from the bank, right? If I remember correctly, my brain is not spoiled, it's for Maybank, okay? Maybank is your record, and he's doing fine. But then again, you see, he needs to come back. See, all bankers are human beings, you and me. Bankers are not there to make life difficult for us. Just about they have a fiduciary responsibility to protect the deposits of the depositors. Okay, will we allow your OCBC Bank or DBS Bank or Maybank, handling your money to lend to a startup? Right, that maybe you don't even know, or maybe you don't even know them at all, for example, never heard of them, or maybe heard of them from the news. And let's say in the event, let's say you are the approval of the bank, right? The final approval of the loan. Let's say the bank come back to you, Sunny. So the bank come back to you, the credit bureau report, this guy, all the CCDD and all that, okay? And then Mr. Sunny, what do you think? You say, cannot, my own deposit, how can you lend to this guy, right? So that's the thing, you see. That's why the bank has, first of all, had to protect the deposit. But investor is different. Investment fund is different. Investment fund, their job is to take risks so that they earn super normal returns. The bank don't earn a lot of money, The bank earn a miserable, I don't know how to call it. All right. In fact, the cost of fund to the bank is, although not very low, I ask them not to lend too high. But generally speaking, even if you're lending at 7-8%, the cost of fund is also about 3-4%, effectively speaking, right? Because remember, the bank has to spend time and cost to develop product and maintain the product. That product called a bank loan, and it's got to put human beings to administer the product. Okay, all right. So that's a cost towards administering a product. So please understand, okay? Okay, from the investor perspective, people like Honeyconia, people like startup funds, and yes, I think Sunny, you should approach them because they will love you. Because you see, with your overseas experience, even if it's not successful, it's fine. In fact, if you are too successful overseas, they'll be skeptical of you. It's quite a different animal, you know, the investor. Let's say you 10 hit, 10 win, suddenly they come back, they don't believe you, the investor. But 10 hit, 10 win, the bank love you, the bank love you very much. So the thing is, you 10 hit, 1 win, 9 lose, the investor will know, this guy has seen 9 losers. The worst time in the world already. What else can he be? How much chances can he lose some more? That is the investor mindset. So yes, if you're going to come back and do every farming, I really encourage you, because to this COVID-19, food security is a major problem in Singapore. Okay, so if you have this experience, please do come back. We can talk separately, put together a supply chain for food. Maybe with your experience in the context, let's see if we work something out. Let's say, for example, you personally, because of your personal profile, because of your bullet hole that you walk, you go there and fight the war and come back, all the bullet hole, never mind. Okay? We see whether there are other partners which have stronger balance sheet and work with you. Then a stronger partner with stronger balance sheet, you go to the bank, borrow money. It's okay, right? Not? They support you. So there's always many ways to skin the cat. So you look at my chart, if you don't mind, you see that you look at my chart there. You in the center of the universe, which is SME. On the left is your SME supplier. On the right is your customer. Who says that you must die borrow the money? Your customer can borrow money from Maybank. They have liquidity. It's healthier. Your supplier can borrow money from Maybank. Right now, all for banks. You see. So things like that, you can structure this together jointly, and then see how we move your thing forward. Because I think agri and personal, I have a very personal interest in agri business. So because of food security reasons, so I think we can take it separately. But I hope I answered the question. I maybe my answer too long. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is a good perspective of it. And certainly we can talk again, okay, after the session.
Thank you.
Thanks, Avi.
Thank you, Sandy. Any other questions?
There's a question there from Jason from Gen Advisory. Are the credit ratings of directors who are involved in insolvent winding up of companies affected, regardless of whether the company has loans with financial institutions?
Yep, they'll be affected because you show in the crash net. See, for example, look at this home fix. I think one of the second generation founded because of the last year, not only COVID, before last year, their retail shops were not making money. And I think his brother also putting a guarantor to the loan. That's why his brother also affected right now. Okay, he's engaging the banks for recovery, repayment schedule. But this is, we'll think through carefully when you take on this. But what I must also stress is, see, the banks that this particular person called the RM, okay, relationship manager. So it's very clear. So when SME has borrowed for the loan, when you sense that in 1.5 months' time, you feel that your cash flow may be a little bit tight because for whatever reason, please alert the RM in advance. Because so that the RM can come back to you, okay, let's look at other options. Maybe we can put your case on maybe not restructured loan, maybe give you some leeway or thing. So at least the RM can put together a simple recovery plan together with you to put up to the credit from them first. Because you wait to today, to tomorrow is the due date, and today you call Eng, I don't think he can help you. Probably can bring you to the temple and pray. I don't think he can help you. Because you must let communication to the RM is very important. You don't expect the RM to call you every day. It's your job as a SME to, when you are in trouble or you sense there's trouble coming, inform the RM. Because you see, the RM will not pull the carpet under. Because I see many banks, not me bank, UOB, DBS Bank, they told me, it's not that this particular case, we want to do a litigation against them, we need to do a summon. Because it disappeared. Cannot find him. Right. And call him, text him, WhatsApp, email, no response. So what happened as an RM? I freaked out, And then this thing is due tomorrow. Then what should I do? Right or not? So I think the recovery action from the bank will happen if there is a breakdown in communication. Okay? But then again, you don't try your luck too much.
Point,
I mean,
can I
yeah,
also
please,
add?
Please go ahead.
Yeah, because right now, like COVID-19, the banks are all helping the SME tauques. We know that there are some SME tauques that are in need of cash flow and stuff like that. So my bankers are actively calling them up But sometimes they somehow feel that, could it be a scam? How can it be we are so helpful? So when the RM are calling you, right, that is still, that means to say that you still have chance and hopes. Yeah, if I say literally, I don't even step in, the banker, the RM don't step in, right? And it's the remedial that steps in, then that one we can't help already.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Tauke's out there, right? Tauke, if you receive your banker's call, okay, answer, and because your bankers will be able to help you.
Yeah.
If it's the remedial that call you already, then usually it's a little bit tough. Because when it comes to remedial, right, that means they only liaise with law firm already.
Yep.
Then that will be the part whereby your RM want to help you in whichever way.
Cannot.
They're also very hand tied.
Exactly.
So Chuan is very right to say, let your RM know the issues and the problems that you are facing. Yeah. If let's say the problems and the issues, right, can be salvaged at the initial stage, it will not go to the remedial part whereby it gets too difficult to be salvaged.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So communication is key. Don't be afraid, because I know sometimes before all of us are SME, if you tell the bank now, then pull the plug, we die already. Not like that. I see many cases not like that one. You can take it from me, because yes, in the olden day when I started as a consultant, in the early days, 20, 30 years ago, I thought it was like that also. After that, I feel because I've done a few recovery cases, quite bad shape one. The bankers are really human beings. They are not there to take over your house, your cat, your dog, your car. I mean, what for? If you communicate well, you need time to breathe. Let's come up with a restructuring plan. Let's see how. Okay? They may probably maybe sanction some of your part of your quantum, the loan. This part maybe you cannot use anymore until you repay, then you release it. Many, or maybe a few more months. Maybe you pay interest first. Things can be sorted out if you inform the bankers early. You too late. That is what Alina said. You immediate meaning there's another department in the bank. It's not RM. It's quite square already. 没有感情了的，已经他们是收账了的。Once you move to the other part of the bank already, no need to discuss it. And then that's worst case. After that part of the bank, you still cannot pay. You will see a lawyer letter. Very clear. The procedure is like that. Very clear. Okay. Hope I answered most of the question. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sort of mindful of time. It's at 3:30.
Yeah, sure.
And if there are any further questions, obviously you can sort of direct it to Chuan in the WhatsApp chat or PM him directly. I mean, he's also inside the chat. You are in our chat, right? So we will sort of share the deck and then acknowledge Chuan as well for his sharing. And you can probably go and connect with him if there are any further questions that you may have.
Thank you.
I wanted to also wrap up this session today with a sort of a photo shoot. We haven't taken one yet. So can I sort of get everyone who's still around to help me turn on your cameras and so that we can sort of take on a nice shot. It's a small group of us today. Shak, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So if you can sort of help take the shot. For those of you who are not and is able to turn on your screens, please do. It would be nice to sort of get a shot out. We have a nice composite. My Google came on. We have a nice composite shot that we'll try and put together, and then have a shot. I haven't seen you in a while. You haven't shaved. Yeah. See, that's all the problem. We work from home, right? We don't see each other, and then then suddenly you see the bearded man. Okay, gentlemen, ladies, can we all turn on our screen? Shak, you ready?
Give me a moment.
Okay. So last call, screens on, please. Is everyone there? SK, JS, Jason, Jan, Evelyn, Fabian, Artrach, Jeremy. If you can, hope you can also turn on your screen so that you can take a nice shot. Can we try sort of do a thumbs up? And this way it's also a bit of a difference, and then we all know that the shot was done together. All right. Shot.
1, 2, 3.
Forgot someone.
1, 2, 3. Yep, that's it. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so thanks guys. Now actually usually what we do is we usually have an open networking, and I guess given the fact that we are such a small group, we'll probably break out into two groups sessions. Shak, can we just do two breakout rooms? But in the event that most of you are gone off already for your own discussions and all that, we may just want to simply merge the group into one breakout room or do it in the main room itself. for an open networking, right? So Shak, we split up the group into two. I mean, since there's
Okay.
only 28 of us now, then we just do a quick 14, and then I'll have some open networking, and then if not, if the group gets smaller, we'll just shrink it to a single room.
Sure.
All right. Cool. Thank you very much, Chuan. Thank you guys for being with us. Shak, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, just to check, who's in breakout room 1 and who's in breakout room 2? Is there a main?
I'll
Because
send you a
Alan's not
screenshot.
around.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Can I send you a screenshot?
I suppose so. Elena, you're still around, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, what room are you in?
I don't know. This is the main room, right? They
Yeah.
haven't put me away.
Oh, haven't put you yet, lah.
There should be a message on
Yeah.
your screen. There should be a message saying
You've been assigned to a room.
you've been assigned to a room. Maybe let
Don't
me.
have.
Oh, is it?
Don't have.
Okay, let me try again.
Yep. You don't need me, then it's okay.
No, need. Because I may have to run too, so I'm hoping that you actually host the room, and Alan's not around, and then I'm also in the middle.
Oh, okay.
So okay, and then of course Evelyn is asking you to split her up between her and Stuart so that they both are in different rooms.
Okay.
Yep. And then okay, so you're saying who's in room 1, who's in room 2?
Yeah, sending you a screenshot now.
Sending via web.
Yeah, how do I join? I'm still here. No?
Oh good, you're around. So good. They can host.
Yeah.
Yeah. I trying to.
Okay, good. You send Elena in group 1 and then you send Alan to group 2. So that at least they are. There I don't have. Then there's no part on me.
I don't know why it's not allowing me to send her again the invite again for the group. Maybe we
It's
should.
telling me today my off day. Shark, don't worry.
No,
Today my off day.
But you're a co-host, right? So you can choose to move
I
to.
am.
Is
Yeah,
it?
you click on breakout
Can I
room.
move myself?
Click on below. There'll be a button called breakout rooms, please. Sorry, I think there's some technical issue. It should be.
Okay. So I go to room 1.
You can choose. Yeah, room 1 would be great. Thank you.
Okay, I go to room.
Anito na. Huh? Okay, good timing. I also. Oh no, I'm still having my webinar. Wait,
Then send you a screenshot on the group.
Okay, you've got Alina in room 1 already, right? Okay, well, then you've got the rest split up. Okay, cool. Thanks, Sharp.
Sure, thanks.
What are you doing work? Uh-huh. How was it?